Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando, and it's been a long time since our last video, but I have been a little bit away and I haven't seen the necessary hype that I feel like should be around the Marauder. It's just one of those things where for a few seasons now, I've kind of, the way I've set my fleet defenses on GAC, I'm definitely giving away a secret here, so be sure to share this with your guildmates, your friends, all that good stuff, because the Marauder is an amazing ship. So I've seen just a lot of people seem like they don't care about the Negotiator. I've seen, I'm in a guild where it's a smaller guild and people are like, well, I can't climb past the Leviathans and the Profundities and all that good stuff. And I always ask them, well, where's your Negotiator? And they just kind of don't care about it. So I'm here to give you guys a little bit of an insight, a little bit of maybe a tool that you guys can use down the road, hopefully not against me. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and check this out. Like I said, this is all going to be about Negotiator, Marauder. It's crazy, man. Like people, maybe I just was gone, and like I said, I have been disconnected a little bit from YouTube and stuff like that, so maybe there was due diligence done for this, but it just seems like people just don't quite understand what the full Marauder can do. Now, I will say this, I have a very heavily invested Negotiator fleet, and I have that because it's worth that. So quickly, we'll just kind of go through some of the highlights, right? My 5 ship, he's Relic 9. He loves to be Relic 9. He's a tank. He's on a really good team. So that makes sense. With my Marauder, it's actually all Relic 5s. I will want to push that up actually in the future. Ahsoka Tano, she's a key fixture on a Galactic Legend. Even if you don't have Galactic Legend JMK, she's great on Padme teams. She's great on Omni Qui-Gon teams. Same thing goes with Anakin. He's Relic 8 as well. The big one that everyone kind of knows me for, right, is the Relic 8 Plo Koon. I think I was probably one of the first, and now everyone's kind of following suit because they can see what it does, right? And everyone knows that Negotiator, if you have the high relics, can counter Executor, but that's not what this is about today. And then, yeah, we've got a Relic 7 Arc, and then the rest of it is just sort of base relics or whatever. I do have a Relic 9 Kenobi. Again, he's a pretty much a fixture on a GL squad. He's a great plug-and-play tank. I mean, there's not really a reason why you would just say, hey, I don't really care about him. But just so you guys know, I do have that going for me. So again, I've got a few fights here. I just did this tonight on my fleet arena just to prove a point. I've done a few of them in Grand Arena. You guys can check out those streams as well. But essentially, here's what we've got. I'm gonna turn this one off, and I'll turn this one on. And so yeah, the first fight is gonna be against a Profundity. Now, I will say I think that this is the easier fight of the two. There's still RNG dependent, and understand that this isn't going to be 100% counter. Nothing is. I mean, I guess maybe some of the audible like Leviathan fights, they usually open up here on Jedi Knight Anakin. That's fine. If they don't, they usually won't kill someone. Can kind of get a little bit hairy there, but even if they go and proc him into a savior like there, you could see it's fine. Now, most of the times, I actually kind of audible here. I wanted to see if I could just mass on dash. Most of the times you just actually want to throw that all onto Rebel Y-Wing. For most cleanups, even if you fail this, for most cleanups, you just want there to be no Y-Wing, right? If there's no Y-Wing, you actually hold a chance. So the first move you're going to do, make sure you kind of re-heal Anakin so that way he survives anything else. And then you're going to bring out Plo, right? Again, mine's R8. It doesn't really matter in this scenario for this counter what his relic level is. Obviously, the more gear and stuff and the more relic materials that you have, the better he's going to hit, faster he's going to be, all that good stuff. More durable he's going to be. So I went for the cleanse here. Again, You could go straight for the hit or not. Doesn't matter. Some people will go straight for the taunt as well using Plo. You know, you could put it on Plo, you could put it on Marauder. He's pretty tanky. But yeah, like I said, the big thing here, just get Y-Wing out. Once Y-Wing out is out, then it's pretty easy. And there he goes. So this fight right now is easy cleanup, or easier to clean up, right? It's getting easier by the moment because we're actually we just took out both their tanks, so we know even if we have to clean this up, it's fine. And one thing again, this is squad arena, or fleet arena I should say, so some of these reinforcements might not be, you know, up to par, you know, depending on where you are, right? Depending on all the, you know, the different things. We all know that relics matter. We all know that 6E mods matter, or 6 dot mods. So yes, you know, some of this stuff is going to seem easier. Some of it might even seem harder than what it is, you know, wherever you're at. But you could see right now, we're in a really good spot, right? Like Ahsoka Tano, we just lost. This is very common in this fight. The few times that I've done it, it's that, like I said, it's very common. I didn't want to waste the mass assist there on Sabine. She was going to die anyways. Again, that Sabine looked like it probably was maybe, you know, gear 12 kind of stuff. So obviously as it scales in relics, maybe a little bit harder to kill. Use your judgment on when you use these, but I like to save that mass assist for Hans Malone Falcon. That's a pretty excellent fight, right? Like very little banners lost there. Okay, so next video is going to be against a guy. Now this guy did have relic 8 Sith fighter. Now I didn't go through all of his relics. I don't know, maybe he's got relic 7 Marauder or whatever, Sith Marauder. I'll have to change my ships. But again, you guys can start to see this is more like the proof of concept that this is an amazing ship. This is an amazing fleet, but it's in a spot where it's like Home 1 and Hans Millennium Falcon was before Profundity, right? If you threw in the relics on Bisson, if you threw in the investment on this ship or on this fleet, you're still going to get pretty good results. Now, this one is, I think, my ultra clean win here. This one has a little bit more RNG again, so it's going to be a bit different. So you go ahead and dispel Marauder. You go on to Sith Assassin, you mass assist, right? Again, relic 8 probably didn't kill, so you're going to go in there. Now, I landed buff immunity here. That's a great thing to do. So what I'm going to try and do here is go for ability blocks. So that way we just kind of stave off the bombs that he can throw on us. You can also just do a basic, right? Because that's what does a lot of damage there. Notice that my Marauder is now the one that got isolated, so there's a little bit RNG who gets isolate. If Ahsoka gets isolated, don't do that move I just did. Just go for damage. The only reason why I went for that is because it's a cleanse, and then it puts counter on everyone that can. Obviously Marauder can't get it because isolate. But here's where I bring out Y-Wing. And again, this is going to be a dispel whenever we do the taunt, and it's also going to double hit here. And the big thing is we have to just see if we can get Sith Marauder out, right? That's the big key. Again, I don't know if this is like an R9 Sith Marauder or anything like that, but we just got lucky with a counter attack there that was provided to us by our Ahsoka by doing that move. Now, again, this is another one of those things where that isolate helped us with going with Marauder, and who knows how the situation is going to be whenever you guys are fighting your Leviathan. You never know. That might have been Dagger, that might have been some other ship, that might have been a Phoenix ship. So there is, like I said, some RNG in this. There's definitely, you know, I definitely have lost these fights before. The good news is in a GAC or, you know, situation, this right here is super easy to clean up. But you know, it does also provide you with, you know, the grief of losing, you know, one of your better ships. Again, though, many people aren't really factoring in Kenobi to their, you know, I've seen so many people just put it on defense, and it does pretty good on defense too, right? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and dog on it. It's a pretty good one. But from what I've seen, a lot of times this is where it ends, right? Sometimes they can't get down Sith Empire Trooper. Sometimes Sith Empire Trooper just kills you. But luckily here we're good. We're gonna mass assist here, and then it's just pretty much over, right? We'll get the double hit here and easy, right? That's pretty good banners too. Didn't lose a single ship. We had some people at less than 100% health and protection, so pretty decent. The next one I had to fight a few times, right? So this next one, like I said, there's a few fail points in here, but I just want to again show you guys proof of concept that this stuff does work. I tried to get one where I won, and also Ahsoka was the one that got isolated. In all my runs tonight, I didn't have anything where Anakin was isolated, so I couldn't show that. But again, the best thing that I can say is that we're gonna get you into a good spot for a cleanup, right? You get Sith Assassin out pretty easily. Again, we landed buff immunity. That's a pretty big deal. When you do that, I usually like to go with the ability block there, but I went with basic just to show you guys there's some variation. You can kind of play this out a few different ways. She's not isolated, so we can do that a move, get the counter on herself at least. All right, and then again, this is another one where we got Marauder as isolate, so we're gonna bring out Y-Wing here. And some of this, like I said, it's gonna be kind of a feel, right? You know, this is gonna go a little bit different than what my last fight was, but you could see right here they bring out Imp Shuttle, right? And that actually is really hard to get around because they reheal, kind of re-cleanses everything. It's really annoying. And so what I did was just throw an audible here. I just decided to go for someone that has quite a few buffs, right? Ahsoka deals more damage to those that have buffs with that move. All right, we'll put offense back on to Jedi Knight Anakin. Again, with Malgus being so close to death right there, right? There's definitely a appetite for me to just go in for the AoE there, which was what we did. And eventually, right, like again, we're just kind of going for AoE blast, right? This is where, again, this is a very a fight that varies, right? There's not like a set play, but yes, AoE's great thing. We got the kill there, got Marauder out, right? So even if you fail right here, pretty good, right? Pretty solid. We actually get the win, so it's not that big of a deal. But again, just wanted to show you guys that stuff because it's something that I've noticed people against me. I usually place you know, heavy ships defense, and if people only knew, other than everyone knows about, like I said, the Negotiator versus Executor, as long as your Plo is so fast, right? But you could see there, I didn't really use Plo too often. It's just, like I said, it just puts another toolkit in your guys' bag, and hopefully maybe you guys can use it someday to help break down ships. Even if you can't get the win, especially in GAC, even if you can't get the win, you know, at least you can break down something and maybe clean it up with a holdo or whatever the case is. You know, long gone, I should say, are the days of, oh, I just don't have, you know, Profundity, so I can't kill this Leviathan, or whatever the case is. I don't have, you know, Chimera, or my Chimera needs to counter their Profundity. So this, again, should hopefully open up some options for you. Even if you're climbing in Fleet Arena, if you just have no options, this is a pretty good Hail Mary that you can throw. So hopefully it helps you guys. Like I said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.